So let's begin with the second chapter. Supplementation. Sorry, this. Technological impediment. Yes, okay. So second chapter is the summary of Gita because actually main points of Gita's main point of the Gita is already told by Krishna when he answers these questions of Arjuna, but all 16 chapters Krishna explains in detail. This is just like a summary how I'm giving in 18 days. I'll give you the summary of each chapter. That's how Krishna is giving for this. For the reasons that Arjuna put forward, he gives the summary. So before we begin, let us see the prayers of Radha Govinda. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So I gave a quick recap of the first. Okay. So this is what Arjuna says. Karpanya dosha huta swabhava prachami tam dharma samudha cheta yat shreyasyan nishchitam bruhitan me shishyaste aham sadi mam tvam prapannam. Now I'm confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of weakness in this condition. I'm asking you to tell me clearly what is best for me. Now I'm a disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So now, because of so many emotions and so much of confusion that Arjuna is facing, he finally goes to a supreme authority and he says that I do not know. Although Arjuna, being such a great personality, such a great friend and such a great devotee of the Lord, still when he is under confusion, he is gone and surrendered unto Lord Krishna and he says, I am a disciple and a soul surrender unto you. Please do instruct me. So this is a mark of a very great man. Usually what happens is that normal people like us, we do not admit to our mistakes. When usually we make mistake, in a crowd where so many people are present, to go and say that yes, I'm at fault and please do instruct me what to do is a mark of a great man. And whenever in life we face any difficulty, it is always better to go to supreme authority and to say that, why don't you please guide me in this. So he's telling, please tell me clearly what is best for me. So one more thing that we should take away from this, it's very important for us. For example, if I want to learn about engineering, I go and enroll myself to a university. When I have certain disease or I'm not feeling okay, I go and take advice from a doctor, a qualified doctor. For example, if you have some legal matters that you need to take care, you go to a lawyer. So whenever we are faced with certain difficulties, we always go to an authority. But the sad part is that when it comes to spiritual life, we always think that what I believe is right. You can believe something, I can believe something, that is spirituality. It's just dependent on whether you believe something and you're happy. No. Even in spiritual life, like even for example, when you yourself have to get married, or when you have to get your son or your daughter married, how do you go into the background and see whether everything is perfect, whether there is not a stain of character that the person has? You really dig deep. The same has to be done with spirituality. Spirituality is not something called armchair philosophy. Armchair philosophy is that just you've seen sometimes old people, they just gather around, they sit on a chair and they just keep on discussing what they feel about. You see them, mostly discussing about nation or politics or something like that. So spirituality is not armchair philosophy. It does not depend on what you feel or you think. Lord has already laid down certain instructions and we need to follow how it is being laid forward. That's why very important stressing the fact that it always has to be taken, the knowledge has to be received under disciplic succession, under authority, which has been passed down from the Lord. You have to see, for example, when you go to a doctor, you check which university certified that doctor or which other authority doctor has certified him. If you go to a doctor and see he's certified from AIMS, yes, then you feel confident that what this doctor will treat will be effectiveness, will be effective. So same for spirituality. If you go to a master, who is his master? Who's his master? Who's his master? How is this knowledge coming from? Because there are so many places where people have put their own thoughts. So spirituality is not something very cheap. Should be very, very serious in spiritual, understanding spiritual life and where you get this knowledge from. Be very serious, scrutinize it. Of course, initially some faith has to be put, but I'll tell you how you can always confirm whether what you are listening or what you are hearing or what you plan to do in spiritual life is right or not. So, like Arjuna, we should always seek advice from a superior authority. And who better authority and teacher like Lord Krishna? So, I would like to ask a question to one of you. When this is there in Bhagavad Gita that once Arjuna surrenders, Krishna smiles. Why is Krishna smiling? Why does he smile? When Arjuna says that, all composure, because of my weakness, I've lost all composure. Now you guide me, what is best for me. I'm surrendered unto you. Why does he smile? Why does Krishna smile? Anyone can raise their hands. Sushil Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you have not unmuted.
Prabhu,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I thought that he knows that he is the supreme, and he said, "Aham Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh." What I feel. Okay. That is one of the reason. That is one of the reason he smiles. That he knows what is going to what is the end of this war.
Okay, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Sharanya Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Feel it's ignorance of Arjuna is what he recognized. Ignorance of Arjuna.
Yeah, okay. Ignorance. Yes, Mataji. I think so. Your voice is breaking a little bit. So you are saying ignorance of Arjuna. Okay, Mataji. I think so. There's some technical issue. Can't hear you. Ankit Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
So
Krishna.
the thing is that Lord Krishna already know that Arjuna will ask this question to him. So that's why he was waiting for that moment. And once that moment came, so he was, Lord Krishna just smiled because he already know that because of that only he has to recite all this Bhagavad Gita. So that's the thing.
Okay, very nice. Very deep meaning. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Okay, maybe one more try. There are so many raised hands. Prabhakar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
it was all a part of Lord Krishna's plan.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Also, everyone is a devotee already. Thank you so much. So very nice, very nice. So why Krishna smiles is, for example, Arjuna was in a mood of a friend with Lord Krishna. So if you see Arjuna's interaction with Lord Krishna, although Lord Krishna is Supreme Lord, the rasa between Arjuna and Lord Krishna was that of a friend. So a lot of time, Arjuna used to keep his arm around, Krishna's shoulder and, play with Krishna. So they were in a mood of friend. Suddenly that mood of friendship has changed into teacher and disciple, sudden change of mood. So if you have your close friend that you hang around and you interact with, and suddenly he says that I'm not understanding this, please you be my teacher and please explain me how this, so you'll have a smile. So the mood, because of the change of mood from the mood of a friend to a mood of a disciple, made Krishna smile. Now Krishna assumes the role of a teacher. See Krishna's face, very nice painting. These paintings have been done by devotees, under instruction of Srila Prabhupada. And you can really see that devotion, see Krishna's eyes. So it's so nice, so serene. Okay, now Vedavyasa writes when he's writing this, he says Shri Bhagavana Vacha. If you see Arjuna, when Arjuna speaks, it says Shri Arjuna Vacha or Dhritarashtra Vacha or Sanjaya Vacha. But over here, Vedavyasa does not write Krishna Vacha, he writes Shri Bhagavana Vacha. So what is this aspect? So first, before going, let us understand who is Krishna. Now consider an example that you're driving down the road and you see this beautiful scenery in front of you. You have, in the backdrop of the clouds, you have mountains. So, from afar off, you can only see the silhouette of the mountain. So I'll tell you to go a little bit close by and let us see what you observe. Just try to zoom into the scene. Now you see mountains. Then when you go even more close by, you see trees on that mountain. Before you can only see the silhouette, you can see some image of the mountain. When you go closer, okay, you see there is a lot of variety of trees that are available. And I ask you to go still closer and observe in a detailed manner. You see, oh my God, there is actually a lot of living entities over there. There are birds, different type of birds, different type of animals. You see this bird is enjoying, this parrot is enjoying the fruit. So there are three aspects of, in Bhagavatam it is said, there are three aspects of understanding the Lord. Number one is the most general aspect which is prevalent among so much of vast variety of audiences, which is there is some supreme power, some supreme energy. So this is the general thinking of there is some supreme light, and that is the Lord, and that is ruler of everything, control of everything. That is okay. You have gone one step closer to understand, but that is not the ultimate knowledge. There is still some variety. That's why I'm asking you to go closer. Oh God, this is this image is blurred. Okay, so this is Krishna in four-armed form holding Shankara, Chakra, Gada, Padma. He's present at the super soul. So if you go closer to the light, there is the super soul concept of the Lord, Paramatma concept of the Lord, that the Lord is present everywhere within every living entity. And I tell you to understand even more. So this is the second level of understanding. Third level of understanding is personality. Krishna is a person. God is not some light which is present, some supreme power. He is a person, and Krishna will, in these 16 chapters, he will, strengthen this foundation that, this misconception of Lord is light. Always the Power should be controlled by powerful. Energy should be controlled by energetic. Energy by itself is very dangerous. Electricity by itself in form of lightning is very dangerous. But electricity in a controlled form, you can generate electricity through a powerhouse and deliver it for some use. So energy always has to be controlled by energetic. So three aspects Bhagavatam says. First aspect is you can understand Lord as some light. Second aspect, you have to understand even closer. That is, the Lord is present in everyone's heart, every living entity as Paramatma. And actually, the Lord is a personality. And all this is a subset of Him. All this light and Paramatma is a subset of Him. And Krishna in these 16 chapters will explain that to us. So the first answer to the first reason that Arjuna gives that he does not want to fight, the first is compassion. Arjuna says, "Oh my God, compassion for killing." Krishna says, "Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yovanam chara tata dehantara prapte dhiras tatra namuyati." As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth, to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. So, actual compassion that Arjuna had was for the body, but not for the soul. Actually, this body is compared. For example, every day I'm wearing clothes, so this body is considered to be a cloth. And every day I take bath and I change this cloth. That's how we also change this body. Of course, in a time frame is different. So the soul continuously passes from one body to another. You can observe. If I take a photo of you when you were young and when you are now, I can tell that you are not the same person. You're not the same. I mean, there's a huge difference in terms of a height, in terms of how you look. Maybe your nose was small, now your nose has become bigger. So if I compare your photo when you were young and you are now, you can see there is total change. You're a totally new person because trillions and trillions of cells have already died from that age and new cells are born. So practically speaking, you're completely new because new cells are born. But what is you? But what is that which is you? Although you have changed, you still retain memories of when you were young. What is that thing which always remains the same? Is the spirit soul. So Krishna is confirming that we are not the body. This is the first understanding of Bhagavad Gita, which a lot of people do not understand. A lot of people have this concept that we are this body. That's why everyone around this world, if you see, is running. Everyone is getting up in the morning, starting, going to office, logging. Why? Because they think they're this body. They want to make sure that they give comfort to this body. Because we are in bodily concept of life, we only work how to give body comfort. But still, although giving comfort to the body, we are still not happy. So actual aspect of the body is not happiness. The actual aspect of the body is comfort. Above the body is the mind, which requires some peace, and above the body is spirit soul, which has happiness. It's totally happy, spirit soul. Natta eham jatu nasham natta neme janadipa na cheva na bhavishyama sarve vayam ataparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist, Krishna is telling. Never was there a time where I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Krishna defeats two very, very prevalent philosophies in this world over here. There are two philosophies which are very prevalent around the world that people believe, but Krishna is defeating both of them. I would like to give people opportunity. What is these two philosophies that Krishna is talking about? Wait, now you can raise your hand. What is these two philosophies that Krishna is defeating with this shloka? Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. What are the two philosophies that Krishna is defeating? Very prevalent philosophies. Shivangini Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I think one of them has to be the Big Bang Theory.
Okay, very nice. Okay. Okay. And then? Anything else, Mataji, if you want? Okay, only muted yourself. Vitobai Mataji.
Hello, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
The philosophy is there is punarjanmam always. There is a continuity of life
Okay.
from one phase to another, and the janmas are designed or decided by the vasanas you carry from one janma to the other. So you never cease to exist, only the body ceases to exist. The soul continues with the vasanas till you attain the Paramatma.
Okay, very nice, very deep. Okay. Okay, what are the two philosophies defeating? I want the two philosophies which Krishna is defeating. Okay, Samika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
I think the time and the soul.
Krishna is defeating. You are talking about the philosophy. What is he defeating? Which two philosophies is he defeating?
Sorry, Prabhuji.
No problem, Mataji. No problem. Thank you for trying. Sujata Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
According to this, he is defeating that nothing is permanent. Only Lord Krishna, only he is permanent, and neither in the past nor in the future, nothing is permanent. Only Lord Krishna. That he is telling that Sri Krishna, he is only dwelling in everything, and he is only permanent. Nothing is permanent.
Oh, but here it is saying, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you. He's talking about Arjuna also, nor you. Never was there a time where also you did not exist. You are existing since time immemorial. Krishna is telling. Okay. Let me give those two philosophies. Number one philosophy that Krishna is defeating is atheism. Atheism philosophy concept is mostly that we are a bunch of chemicals we combine, and then this chemical is just evolving, and then at the time of death this chemical just goes away. But Krishna is saying we are spirit soul. Never was there a time where I did not exist, never was there a time where you did not exist. So what is that aspect which never ceases to exist? Is the spirit soul, although this body is finished. So atheism is the first one. Number two is there's philosophy that I was God before. A lot of people have this misconception. I was God before, but due to some influence, I am under Maya now. And later when I attain liberation, I'll become God. So you can never become God. We are always part and parcels. Krishna will also teach us this. We are part and parcels of him. So never was there a time where he did not exist. Never was there a time where I did not exist. So he is permanent. I am also permanent. He is different. He is the Supreme Lord, and I am a living entity. So these two distinctions Krishna is making over here. So Krishna is talking about the spirit soul. Okay, let us proceed ahead. Sorry, I'm going a little bit slowly. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayanti apo, na shoshyati maruta. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. So soul is completely spiritual, part and parcel of the Lord. Lord is completely spiritual. The soul is completely spiritual. Material elements cannot affect the soul. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can it be burned by fire, nor it can be moistened by water, nor withered by wind. So nothing, even if Arjuna kills, he's only killing the body. Soul can never be cut into pieces. Second is no enjoyment. What is the use? There is nothing to gain. That is what Arjuna is trying to tell Krishna. But before Krishna says, he's trying to convince him to fight. Slowly, Krishna is developing the philosophy. He does not give He does not break a big bomb in the starting itself. Slowly, like a good teacher, if you have to explain, for example, if I have to explain that there are complex numbers, if one knows complex number is root of -1, first I tell you what are whole numbers, then I tell you what are negative numbers, and then after negative numbers I tell you there is something called a complex number. So you go step by step. I cannot tell a student of third, fourth standard that there is something called root of -1. That student will faint. So slowly you have to develop. First you have to tell there are numbers. There's 1, 2, 3. These are called positive numbers. Then you slowly go and tell them that there is negative numbers. And after negative numbers, then you explain that there is a complex number. So according to time, place, and capacity. So Krishna is first slowly trying to develop this. So he says, your enemies will describe you with many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful to you? He's trying to convince. Slowly, of course, these reasons little bit are material, but Krishna will slowly develop the philosophy. So he's telling, hey, Arjuna, people will laugh at you if you run away from this, being such a great Kshatriya, they'll laugh at you. And what will be the confidence of all these people who are standing behind you to fight? So Krishna is telling, he's just trying to nudge Arjuna a little bit. Then he goes on to say that, Arjuna, you talk about no enjoyment. If you lose, if you get killed in this war, you go to the heavenly planets, you enjoy over there. If you win this war, then you get the entire kingdom is as big as this world. So you get this entire kingdom. So if you win, you win. If you lose, you win. So Krishna is trying to tell that to Arjuna. Hato va prapshyasi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya uddhaya krita nishchaya. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up and fight with domination. So slowly he's convincing Arjuna, get up and fight. So he answers the second question of no enjoyment. Third, he says sin. Killing is a big sin. Krishna replies, Neha bhikarma nasho asti pratyavana vidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. So sin in killing, for example, I'll explain the shloka. This shloka says that even a little bit of progress, a little bit of service unto Lord Krishna can save one from the greatest danger. Trayate mahato bhayat can save one from the greatest danger. Swalpam apyasya, even a little service. For example, when you see Lord Hanuman is worshipped all around. Lord Hanuman is revered. And if you see Lord Hanuman, he burnt the entire Lanka because Ravana offended Lord Ram. But still we worship him. So although if you see from a moral point of view, it is what he's done is bad because he's burnt. But spiritual point of view, because you're serving the Lord, there is no sin which is occurred. Vibhishana, the bottom left is Vibhishana. Vibhishana was considered to be a Deshdrohi. Why? Because he left the side of Ravana and went and took shelter under Lord Ram. So moral point of view, you can call him a Deshdrohi, saying that, morally he's wrong because he's not, he's leaking. He's a spy. He's leaking information to the other party. But no, there is no sin. Vibhishana is also, if you go to Sri Rangam, he's also, revered and worshipped over there because he went and took shelter of Lord Ram. So these personalities, although it morally point of view, it seems to be wrong, since they took shelter of the Lord, there is no sin which occurred. Destruction of family tradition. Fourth reason is destruction of family tradition. So Arjuna says that if I kill, who will pass on values? He says that if Krishna says, if you don't fight, it is then you're destroying the family tradition, not if you fight and if you lose and if you kill so many people. Because if you run away from the battlefield now, then coming generations will take you as an example that a great personality like you could run away from a dire situation, then why cannot I? So now, someone can say that I'm not going to write an exam tomorrow. I'm not going to go and write the exam, and student might run away. So I ask, what is the reason? No, if Arjuna could, run away from the war, such a great personality, if he could run away from the war, why can't I run away from my responsibilities? So by not following your prescribed duties, you will create unwanted population. Unwanted population is that because they'll take you as an example and they'll not always we follow great people. That is our tendency. We try to take them as an example and we follow it. So if Arjuna runs away, you're actually destroying the values which is to be passed. But if you fight and if you still lose, they'll say that Arjuna fought with great courage, and that's how people will acknowledge you. Last is indecision. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekehe kurunandana bahusakha hinantascha buddhaya vyavasayina. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many branch. So if you're irresolute, many branch. Are ye bhi karna, are ye bhi karna, are wo bhi karna. So yeah, it should be Ekehu Kurunandana. Your intelligence should be resolute, your path should be resolute, your goal should be resolute. So this is a famous example of when Arjuna there was practice was going on and they were shooting a wooden bird, and they were Dronacharya asked the other Pandavas, what do you see? They say that they see the trees, they see the leaves on the trees, and they see the bird, but Arjuna said that I see nothing but the bird on the tree. So his was resolute. He could only see his aim, what he has to do. So be resolute in what you choose. Then Krishna has answered all the 5 questions. Now Arjuna further asked Krishna, oh Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merged in transcendence? How does he speak and what is his language? How does he sit and how does he walk? So he's asking about a person whose mind is resolute, whose mind is not branched, who's very fixed in his path. So Arjuna is asking, what are the symptoms of such a great person? Shri Bhagavan Vacha Prajati Yada Kaman Sarvan Partha Manogatan Atmani Evatmana Tushta Stita Pragnya Staduchyate. Stita Pragnya. So he's talking, these people are called Stita Pragnya. The blessed Lord said, O Partha, when a man gives up all varieties of sense desire which arises from mental concoction, उसके पास एक गाड़ी है, मेरे को एक बड़ा गाड़ी चाहिए. उसके पास एक घर है, मेरे को बड़ा घर चाहिए. He's taking care, he has something great, I want something even better. Mental concoction. Mentally you're trying to, trying to get up a lot of reasons to enjoy your senses. And when his mind finds satisfaction in the self alone is the spirit soul, then he's said to be in pure transcendental consciousness. Don't worry, now it seems to be a very broad answer. Krishna tells what are the qualities that one should develop. He says, I think so around 21 or 26 qualities. I forgot, 26 qualities that a person should inculcate to, be a divine nature. So Krishna will expand on this. Who better example than Prahlad Maharaj, Sthita Pragnya? No matter how much difficulties he faced because of his father Hiranyakashipu, tried to kill him every single day, he still did not leave the lotus feet of the Lord. For us, sometimes we, Bhagwan, सब कुछ अच्छा है तो भगवान है. अगर if it goes bad, then we forget Lord. Or ultimate, the other way. If something great happens, they never remember the Lord. If something bad happens, then only go to the Lord. But Prahlad Maharaj was always, he was Sthita Pragnya. No matter what the circumstance, he always had great faith on the lotus feet of the Lord. They tried to burn him also, nothing happened. Another great example of Sthita Prajna is our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. His mind was resolute. His mind was resolute that he has to fulfill the order of his spiritual master. And he spent his entire life in fulfilling that order of his spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada also is one of the examples of Sthita Prajna. So Krishna further keeps on elaborating on this Sthita Prajna personality. One who is not disturbed in spite of the threefold miseries, one who is not elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage or steady mind. Matra spasta, so there's one more shloka which is said, Matra spastas tu konteya stitosna sukha dukkada agamipai no nityastam tik sarva bharata. One should not waver in situations of happiness and distress. Sometimes when you get happy, you're overly excited. Yes, I've done it, it's me. And when it's sad, Arey, kya ho gaya, and you cry and you go into depression. So you should be, neither happiness nor distress should bother you. One who's not disturbed in spite of the threefold miseries, who's not elated when there is happiness, and who's free from attachment, fear, and anger, is called a sage of steady mind. So slowly, one can develop this. Now it seems very difficult. My God, free from attachment, fear, and anger. If I look at it, I have attachment, I have fear, and I have anger. Yes. Slowly, by practice, I'll tell you how you can slowly, get free from this. Of course, each and every person has different degrees of this. Some might have a lot of anger, some might have less anger, very less anger. So slowly it'll develop. So this is just a broad. Krishna is just explaining the broad point of view. He'll go into detail. Further says, one who's able to withdraw his senses from sense object as a tortoise withdraws his limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. So you see a tortoise, it walks for some time and then it withdraws all its limbs inside the shell. Then when it has to walk, only when it has to walk, it goes on its four limbs and it walks. So like that, we should treat our senses. Senses should not run wide. We should be like you've seen the snake charmers. Snake is a very deadly animal, but snake charmers is through charming is able to control the snake. So that's how we should be. We should be able to control our senses and only use our senses when it's required. Not required, we should withdraw our senses, not let our senses run loose. Of course, I'll be explaining this more in 3rd chapter, 4th chapter. So two people, one is Sthitadev Munir and one is normal people. So how normal people are disturbed by dualities, heat, cold, winter, summer, happiness, distress. We are disturbed by it. They think that they are the body and they are finished when the body dies and are full of anxiety and perplexities. A Sthitadir Muni or a Sthita Prajna is tolerant in all situations. He knows that soul is eternal, does not die or take birth. Body dies, always changes, but soul remains the same. And the soul is pervaded in the entire body. What is the symptom of the soul? We cannot see the soul. The symptom of the soul is the consciousness that I have. Now, this is a very, very good shloka. I want to take this shloka and it's going to end after these two shlokas. It's called a PhD shloka. I request all of you to please reflect deeply in the shloka. And the shloka can be taken up by psychology department in department's beautiful shloka. How our mind becomes degraded, the steps. Krishna explained what are the steps that our mind becomes degraded. I'll try to explain through an example, but you can reflect it and see how beautifully Krishna has explained the shloka. Dhayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kama kama krodha vijayate. While contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat smriti vibhrama, smriti bhamasad buddhi nasha pranashyati. From anger, complete delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when the intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So these are the steps for your mind to develop a bad habit or get into addiction, bad addiction. First is you see the object of the senses. For example, I'll give you a very crude example, for example, if you see liquor, and you touch it, and that is the object of the senses. Slowly you start contemplating, you think about it, you develop attachment. Oh, why don't I just try it once? I see so many people who are drinking it. Moment you have that curious mind of uh, so many people are enjoying, what is so good in it, is there something which is really that good? Should I really try it? Although you have heard throughout your life that drinking is bad for your health, it's bad for your senses, still you contemplate, you develop attachment, so you're slowly thinking about it. So slowly, this is subconsciously happening, you start developing attachment for it. Then you have desire. Oh my god, I'm seeing so many people enjoying it, let me also try it once. That lust develops, lust of trying it. Sometimes when you're not able to get it, this is also one aspect. It can be a different degree, less degree, more degree. Anger, you're not able to get it, slowly anger, I need to try it. Delusion, because you're not getting it, and you have taken it, your memory is now bewildered, you're going under delusion because it's playing with your senses. You have given complete control of your entire mind to your senses. So from that, delusion arises. Bewilderment of memory. Because of that, you're not able to think properly what you have to do. Sometimes if you see people, they go crazy, people talk crazy things when they drink. So bewilderment of memory, you come to know that their senses have taken control of their mind. Bewilderment of memory leads to loss of intelligence. Now, so the levels are the senses, 5 senses are there. Above the senses, there's the mind. Above the mind, there is intelligence, and above the intelligence is the spirit soul. It is the intelligence which always keeps the mind in check, whether it has to do the right thing or not. Moment intelligence is taken out, your mind will run wild, and mind will give the authority to the senses, and the senses will do what it likes. Just because the taste is good, I drink it, although I know that it's bad for my health. That intelligence to tell you that, my god, it's going to destroy your health, it's going to destroy your liver. Tomorrow you have to go and work, you won't be able to get up in the morning. Loss of intelligence. Finally, you fall into material plane again. You think about, how can I enjoy my senses? So if you have to elevate your consciousness, elevate the way you think, if you want to take spiritual knowledge, always you should know, like how they say, withdraw the senses when it's how, when you're under bad company, you tend not to pay much attention to the other person, although you have, maybe in your work you have bad company of bad people. But still, whatever the person says, you've made up your mind that, I'm not going to listen to him with, faith invested in him, no matter what. So it never affects you. You're withdrawing your senses. You're just have some professional relationship, and that's all. You're not, listening to him. You're not paying, you're not, participating with him in, conducting all activities. And you do not invest faith. Moment you invest some faith in someone, and if it's a bad person, you will make sure that the person pulls you down. But a person free from all attachment and aversion are able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom, can obtain the complete mercy of Lord. So regulative principles of freedom sounds very contradicting, regulative principles of freedom. If I'm regulated, how am I free? I'll explain this. For example, you have to, your traffic laws says that when it's red, you need to stop. When it's yellow, you have to yield. And when it's green, then only you have to go. So there is law, it is regulated, it is disciplined. Only if you follow this law, you're safe, no? You are free, you're extremely safe. There is no threat to your life. If you keep on passing the signal on the red, there is no freedom, because you never know when you can lose your life. So always regulative principles are very important to free your mind. So one is this, can obtain completely mercy. So compassion, the second chapter, compassion is we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. No enjoyment is, if you lose, you go to heaven. If you win, you get the kingdom. Fear of sinful activities, devotional activity has no sin. Indecision, serve the Lord with firm determination. Sthitadir Muni, the person is pure in transcendental consciousness and destruction of dynasty. Be a role model to prevent Varnashankara. So be a role model to everyone. Okay, this ends second chapter. Sorry, I took time. I say 35-40 minutes every time and I take a lot of time. Sorry. So this ends second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and we can Mataji, is there any
Yes, Prabhuji, we have bhajan. Swati Mataji has already joined, Prabhuji.
Yes, always let us listen to bhajan, always devotional. It increases our faith towards the Lord.
I'll share the screen, Prabhuji.
Yes, ma'am.
Swati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Daini. Prahlad Lad Daini. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatankanakalayi. Shilatankanakalayi. Ito nasimha parato nasimho. Ito nasimha parato nasimho. Yeto yamitato nasimha. Yeto yamitato nasimha. Bahi nasimho. Hridaye nasimho. Bahi nasimho. Hridaye nasimho. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapadye. Narasimhamadim sharanam prapadye. Tava kara kamalavare. Nakam adbhuta shringa. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam. Keshavadrita narahari rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Tava kara kamalavare. Nakam adbhuta shringa. Dalita hiranyakashipu tanubringam. Keshavadrita narahari rupa. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Jaya Nasimhadev. Jaya Nasimhadev. Jaya Nasimhadev. Jaya Nasimhadev. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Jaya Bhakta Prahlad. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Swati Mataji. Prabhuji, can we move on to the question and answer? Prabhuji, you have to unmute yourself, Prabhuji.
Sorry. So yes, so thank you everyone for listening on the second chapter, and I will try to relate your questions to the chapter itself, and I will, to my best of my knowledge, I'll try to answer all of your questions. If not, I can always, get back through my senior devotees and always reply to you. So we can go ahead with question and answer.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mahapatra Prabhuji. Sanujit Mahapatra Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Well, easier said than done. My question is how effectively and how easily we can practice being Sthita Pragya?
Very nice. I will explain this also in the coming chapters. It's very easier, correct? It's easier, but Lord is telling, of course, Lord has faith that we can do it, and there are so many personalities who have also achieved this. So it is not something which is impossible, and Krishna slowly develops this. So first is that one example of becoming a Sthita Munir is to fix your aim. For example, if your aim, now you understood that you are not the body of spirit soul, and you are part and parcel of the Lord. And so if your aim is how do I carry out devotional service, how do I please the Lord, or my aim is to understand what is beyond this. Now I've understood what is soul, now let me understand what is beyond this creation, whether there is spiritual world. Of course, Krishna will explain that step by step. So, by keeping your aim resolute and keeping your goal resolute, and after keeping a goal resolute is you cannot be desireless. Many people think that, they can go without desires. No, is to replace the bad desires with good desire. So slowly, when you, for example, when you're addicted to sugar and when you want to, or when you're eating sugar, if I give you a gulab jamun, you say that, oh my God, this is even more tastier than sugar. So although you were eating a lot of sugar, your taste is now changed into gulab jamun. So that's how once you change your taste and your desire, and you come to know that, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and we are part and parcels. And what is the property of the soul? The property of the soul is devotional service. So there is reciprocation between the Lord and you in devotional service. You devote yourself to the Lord, and the Lord always reciprocates back to you.
It was
yes.
No, sorry my apologies to interrupt you, Prabhuji. But one quick, because it was really too much for me. So one quick advice you can give to be in the right direction.
One quick advice, if I can give, is to fix your goal of life. Once your goal of life is fixed, everything falls into place. Majority, why we are not able to, why we branch out from here and there, is because we do not fix a goal of life. And slowly, what that goal of life should be, how you should fix, what it has to be, I'll slowly develop.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Thank you.
Gayatri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sir, I was having two doubts.
Sure.
First one is, you told that we are all permanent in this world.
Yes.
Then what is actually moksha?
Okay, very deep question, Mataji. Very deep question. So liberation is you're liberated from something. You're stuck in some cycle, and only if you come out of that cycle, you're liberated. So the cycle of repeated birth that you are taking, you are leaving this body, you're again taking up another body, you're leaving that body, you're taking up. We do not know how many billions of birth that we have taken up till now. So liberation is how to come out of this cycle of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. So that is moksha. How you come out of that I'll explain. It's a very deep topic. So liberation is just how to break away from the cycle of birth and death. Oh, Mataji, I think so you're muted. Okay, yes, you can unmute and ask a second question.
So there was one more question. I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
know if it is related to this chapter, but this was a doubt which I had for a long time. So
Yes,
it is that Arjuna was able to understand his duty or karma because Krishna was with him to guide him.
yes.
And then how will we understand what is our karma to do? Like if we were in the place of Arjuna, then we will definitely have a doubt if we should fight other people or we should maintain peace, right?
Very nice. So how do we, because Arjuna was privileged
How
to,
will we decide on it?
how
Like we
Arjuna
all
was,
think that we should maintain peace in our life, like we should be good with others. Then how
yes, we
will
should
we
always,
decide that we should fight?
no, that see, one thing you have to understand is that it is his occupational duty. So I'll explain that in the third chapter also. So each person has quality that he exhibits. So for example, because Arjuna is instructing a Kshatriya, so he's instructing a soldier. For example, when you soldier, you tell him to fight and you instruct him as a form of fighting. So he's instructing Arjuna in that way. So he's instructing Arjuna as a Kshatriya. For us, how we understand, yes, what you're saying is that, Arjuna is privileged because Lord Krishna was there in front of him. Even for us, we are not that privileged because we are not pure devotees of the Lord. So, but still, you're attending Bhagavad Gita in 18 days. Slowly, there is some teacher, of course, not me, it's Prabhu. Please don't, mistake me as a teacher. Prabhu is there. So there are always, the Lord will send some spiritual master to guide you into the path of, and to instruct you. And Krishna pays very much importance in that. I will explain that in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says very important. Padvidi pranipatena praniprashnena sevaya upide dakshite jnanam jnananastata. The spiritual master will guide you. And if you are very sincere, of course, Krishna will send someone to guide you. Don't worry about that. Have faith in Allah. Is it okay, Mataji? Could I answer your question? I hope I could answer.
Yes, it's almost clear.
Yeah, please have patience. So still 16 chapters. My God, lot to learn.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Prabhakar Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. If
Hare Krishna.
as a part of my duties, I am asked to sack an employee, am I committing sin?
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. I'll explain that Karma Yoga part comes tomorrow. Karma Yoga part. See, it is if it is your duty of a company, and if it is said that you have to sack an employee or else your boss will be angry with you, then it is there is no sin occurred. Don't worry. It's too much. Too detailed analysis what you're doing. Don't worry about that, Prabhu. Of course, wherever. But if there is something extremely wrong which is happening, which breaks, there are 4 regulative principles which I'll explain to you. Any of these 4 regulative principles, if it's broken, then it's considered a sin. Sacking an employee, if you have to do it, there is no other choice. Then, of course, as a good person, always you will try to save and how should I, make this employee stay. But don't think too much about it. It's okay, no problem. If you have to do it as a company, you have no choice. Yes, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Prabhuji, this question is from Ashwata Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Why is chanting important is the question, Prabhuji.
6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mind requires peace. Mantra is how to deliver the mind. Mind should be always checked. Mind has a property of I like, I don't like. For example, you are walking and there is a nice sweet shop in front of you, you're walking. The mind will tell, senses the first interaction with anything, with any material object around you. The senses are the one which first interacts. So your nose will smell nice smell of gulab jamun coming from the sweet shop. Mind will instantly tell, I like. That's it. That is the property of the mind. I like, I do not like. Then you go in, your mind says, I like gulab jamun, you pick up gulab jamun. Now, if you're still on the mental plane, you'll eat it off. But your intelligence will tell you, you're going to eat this gulab jamun, and intelligence will suddenly switch on and say, you have diabetes, you cannot take this gulab jamun. You have diabetes, your blood sugar will rise up, then you'll suffer. Then you keep the gulab jamun back over there and you leave. So intelligence is about, sorry, what is the question again, Mataji? If I've tracked away from the question.
Why is chanting important, Prabhuji?
Yes. So mind should always be given some peace with the control of intelligence. So mind, what is the peaceful mantra? Delivering the mind is chanting. So chanting is your mind does not go here and there. You're disciplining, you're only hearing what you're chanting. And the holy name of the Lord is invested all his energies in his name. That is something very mystic. So Lord says that I've invested all my energies in this holy name. So slowly by chanting, it not only purifies your mind, it gives you a lot of happiness. So it's working on the dimension of the soul. It is even above intelligence. So mind gets delivered with that. I will explain. I don't want to go a little bit more, otherwise I'll confuse you. Even I'm trying to learn how to, it's very difficult for a teacher, I'm still learning how to, come down to the level and explain, what is required at that time and then go one step above. So for now, mantra is something which gives you peace to the mind. I'll explain that more in the 6th chapter. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. This question is from Radhika Mataji. What are the threefold miseries, Prabhuji?
Oh, I got that, Mataji. Very nice. People are reading, my God. That's why I sincerely say, I wish everyone that you become very serious. Please do become very serious. Do not take this as a field trip, understanding Bhagavad Gita. There are so many people who think, okay, just chai ke liye, sunne ke liye hai. It's very serious. You'll come to know a lot of things. And there are a lot of things even I come to know. And there are a lot of things you can learn. I want you to go further and further in more detail. I want you to understand Bhagavad Gita. And it'll completely change the way you think. Truth, what you consider to be truth, will be completely changed after you listen to the Gita. So yes, threefold miseries are the one. First misery is misery given by the body and the mind, our own body and the mind. Misery is given by our mind. Mind gets, we're depressed and we are happy, or we go into sadness. So that first misery is given by our own body, mind. Second misery is given by other living entities. For example, corona. It is some virus which has entered your body and is giving you some misery inside the body. So first is yourself, your body, which is giving you misery. Second is other living entities. Third is some catastrophe, natural catastrophe. For example, you see hurricanes, you see earthquakes. It is, recently, US became extremely hot. I read in the news that Delhi is recorded, in 15 years, its hottest day. So because of nature also, you find so much of difficulties, so much of misery, so hot, so cold, minus 20 degrees, you're not able to go outside. So these are the threefold miseries. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this question is from Samida Sharma Mataji. How is this body temporary?
How is this body temporary is because temporary body, you see people, if you have seen someone dying in front of you, is gone. You just burn it and it's over. This body is already gone. Body is made up of 5 things: earth, water, fire, air, ether. So all these things are already gone now. And the person is already, what is that? Actually, subconsciously, we know that we are not the body, we are the spirit soul. For example, my grandfather passed away 1.5 years back. And we used to call, my grandfather's name was Jagannath. So my dad used to call him Papa, and my grandmother used to call him Jagannath. But they used to interact and they used to call him Jagannath. And when he died, everyone was like, "Please take the body away." So what is that change that from saying Papa, Mama, Jagannath to saying that please take the body away? So the difference, there is something which is permanent and which is not there now. Although this person is same, if you see a body, a dead body, he'll have 2 eyes, 2 legs, 2 hands, same nose, everything is same. What is that which is not there? Yes, Mata.
Prabhuji, actually, the question Mataji also wants to relate it to how is this body temporary and is an answer to Arjuna's misery. Does this justify killing people?
No, okay, fine. Killing people is not, please do not say that, you know, it is a free passage for us also to go and kill. For example, if there is a war happening and a soldier kills according to instruction, you give him Paramveer Chakra, you honor, when even the soldiers fought for our country, you honor them because they sacrificed and they killed so many people and you give them award. But according to his own accord, according to his own whims, if he goes and kills someone, that is murder, he's thrown into jail. So there's a very vast difference of you just going and killing, and one is coming from the, and chalo, this is just an example I've given soldier because sometimes unethically also they go and do because you don't know what. But Krishna is perfect. He's the supreme lord. He's giving instruction as a Kshatriya that he has to fight. So he has to, kill. But one thing that the reason why this is body is temporary, Krishna is giving that because he has compassion. So he has only compassion on the body. He says that what will happen? They'll die, they'll die, they'll die. But Krishna says they will not die. They are eternal spirit souls. There is no chance of them dying. This is just body. Anyway, you're going to die at some point of time. He's trying to give reasons. He's trying to convince Arjuna to fight. He'll give even more. Arjuna. Now, Arjuna gets convinced in 11th chapter, 11th he says, 11 he bursts out in, ecstasy and praises Krishna left, right and center. And then in the 18th chapter, he says that Krishna, I'm ready to follow whatever you say. So he's not fighting according to his own accord. He has some superior authority telling him to fight. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, this question is from Prachi Singh Prabhuji. If soul is the real consciousness and every action is done through that consciousness, then how come senses could function on its own? Because ultimately the body is merely a cover.
Correct, absolutely right. Senses cannot function on its own. That's why a body, if you see also again, same example. Dead means when the soul comes out of the body, when the body, then the consciousness throughout the body is lost. It's the property of the soul in the body. So the senses can only work when the soul is there in the body. The senses cannot work. And the body is material. So the only soul does not directly interact with matter. It is through the body which is interacting with matter. I hope I could answer exactly what you meant. Have patience. Of course, there is a lot of doubts which you'll get. I'm not saying that, slowly through each chapter, Krishna will develop. Or else if it was such that we could get, we could get the answers to all our questions, even Arjuna would have said, I'm ready to fight after the second chapter.
Samika Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Bhishma was also a part doing his duties but the eternal God didn't admit him. Though he took as a duty, why was it considered as a sin?
This is very deep, extremely deep. Bhishma is a very separate personality. We cannot even relate Bhishma. Bhishma is, I was telling yesterday, he is in a Shaurya Rasa of the Lord. He gives pleasure fighting on the opposite side of the Lord. External reason is that, of course, because he kept quiet in the assembly, even if you're quiet, you are still, they should have stopped being the elders. Dhritarashtra, Bhishma and Drona should have gotten up and stopped it. But, it didn't happen. They were, quiet in that assembly. So Krishna said, no, every one of you have to die now. Enough is enough. Enough chances Krishna has given to them to rectify. Enough chances. Now Krishna is no more. Krishna is not sentimental. So he says we have to fight, we have to kill them. So, but Bhishma is do not consider Bhishma to be an ordinary person in that assembly. First of all, he is in Shaurya Rasa of the Lord. He gives Lord pleasure fighting on the other side. And Bhishma is fully realized soul. He is complete. He is one of the Mahajans of Vedic literature. He gives beautiful prayers when he's on the deathbed. He tells, you Pandavas, do not mistake this person who's standing next to you to be an ordinary person. He tells like this to the Pandavas. Because Pandavas, they revere him a lot. They give him a lot of respect. Do not consider this person who's there before you to be a normal person. He is the Supreme Lord Narayana. You might have interacted with him as a friend, as a contemporary, but he is the Supreme Lord. Do not mistake him. Bhishma Stuti, if I have, I will read it. There is next day, if there's some time, I would love to read Bhishma Stuti from the Bhagavad. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. This question is from Gajanan Prabhuji. In Kali Yuga, we relate desire with growth. Is it not true? Because without desire, even Mahabharata wouldn't have happened.
No doubt about it. I have no doubts in what you're saying. It is just, we cannot be desireless. That is, if people tell you to be desireless, that is impossible. You can tell them directly it is impossible. Just replace whatever desire what is a desire now? I had a desire, before that. बड़ा हो जाऊंगा ना, मेरे को एक Ferrari लेने का है. I want one Ferrari. That was my dream. So just that this very, very narrow-minded dream it becomes. Very narrow-minded desire that you have. You have to increase that desire to something which is much bigger and better. So what is that desire? Have some patience, you'll understand. What is that desire? You cannot be desireless. Absolutely. What you're saying, I completely agree to.
Prabhuji, this question is from Shivangini Mataji. Is there a difference between intelligence and logic?
Intelligence and logic. Very nice question. Logic can be a subset of intelligence, but summum bonum, it's not the intelligence itself. Yes, logic can be a part of your. I feel it's more on the mental plane. I can get back to you on that. Thank you for that question. Even I do not know completely whether logic comes where. I think so. It's mostly on the mental plane that logic comes. All this, what you understand, is not intelligence. It's a very big term. It's a very broad term, and logic is mostly on the mental plane. But yes, let me also confirm that and get back to you.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, this question is from Vitobhai Chennappan Prabhuji. Does killing the body kills the medium which supports adharma and not the sacred soul?
Mataji, please repeat it.
Shall I repeat, Prabhuji?
Yes,
does killing the body kills the medium which supports adharma? Like body is killing the body.
Kills the medium which supports adharma. Okay.
Adharma and not the sacred soul.
I don't know whether you can relate like that. Killing the body, Prabhu, if you can raise your hand and ask that question, and I don't know, I could not understand that question.
It's like what I understand, Prabhuji, it looks like the body is performing action. And so if you kill the body, it is not, you are supporting, I mean, it is the body is acting as a medium of adharma to support adharma and not as the sacred soul. Vithoba, Prabhuji, Prabhuji is there, I'll unmute him, Prabhuji.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. That is Arjuna, what Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna is that you are killing the bodies which is supporting to do adharma, and the soul does not participate in this killing. Soul is which is more sacred, and it goes like that. That body what you are killing, you need not worry about killing these bodies, because you are killing only what is supporting adharma, and also they are to be killed. So the soul, you are not killing the soul, so you need not feel sorry about it or guilty about it or feel it as a sin. Is that true?
Yes, yes, yes. So, yeah, so broadly, I'll try to rephrase the answer. Yes. The soul there is no sin on the soul. No soul can incur sin. Sin is carried from one body to another. Why they say a bad karma is there? Because when you go from one body to another, the sin is carried on the subtle plane. The subtle plane is mind, intelligence, and false ego. Is carried on when you shift from one body to another. So that is what which carries everything. But yes, the soul does not carry any sin.
Shall I go to the next question, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, this question is from Rohan Shele Prabhuji. Why adharma lies, injustice and lust increase at each yuga, passed down from Satya Yuga to Kali Yuga?
It's actually that is how we are. It's a very very short example, but you have you ever seen teachers in a classroom when they say that each passing by each and every year, the batch becomes even worse and worse. So you have seen teachers telling that although the previous batch was worse, you people are even more, you people are shameless. So that's how it is. Satyuga, all were very pure-minded people and all were very like-minded, and knowledge was very prevalent at that time. Knowledge does not mean all this, please, this university, this thing is just skills. We are learning skills, how to bend iron. That's how we are making such big automobile companies. That is just skills. It's not knowledge, is something even greater. Krishna will explain. It's called Raja Vidya. Ninth chapter, I think. So it's called Raja Vidya. So what is it again, Mataji? Sorry. So each and every yuga, yes, each and every yuga, it is how property. So like-minded people, then there are little bit people who are, who are bad, who come into, bad influence slowly. Then that becomes Treta Yuga. Then that slowly that spreads, that disease spreads. It's like Corona. First it started with few thousand and it became few lakhs. So Satyuga is very less, few hundreds cases. Treta Yuga is few thousand cases. Dwapar Yuga is few million, few 100,000 cases, and Kali Yuga is millions and billions of cases which are happening. It's just spreading, multiplying exponentially. So that's how it's property. It's like that degradation of human being, and slowly we don't even know. 12th canto of Bhagavatam says the symptoms of Kali Yuga. If you actually hear what is going to happen in the end of Kali Yuga, you will literally, your hair will stand in the end. And whatever is happening till now is exactly happening. It's just that, Vedavyasa has so beautifully written it. Of course, he's incarnation of the Lord. But you see, is exactly what is happening. My God, so much time back he's written, and exactly it is falling into the 12th canto of Bhagavatam. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. This question is from Rampriya Prabhuji. If a person plans a conspiracy and murders somebody, then he is justifying his act by saying that I have not harmed the soul, it is just the body. What would be my response in such a situation, Prabhuji?
That's what, do not act according to your own mental concoction. That's what I was saying, no? If you have mental concoction in the mind, he's free from mental concoction. So do not, if you yourself are thinking, let me go and kill anyway, it is not the body. This is killing under instructions. That's what I said. If a soldier kills under the instructions of the country, if he kills the amount of people he kills, still he's given Bharat Veer Chakra, Param Veer Chakra and all that. But if he kills according to his own accord, then he is punishable. He's a murderer. So we cannot kill according to our own, and no one will advise. He's a Kshatriya. His role is as a Kshatriya. He's fighting for protecting Dharma. So he has to fight. Krishna is telling your occupational duty. A soldier's duty is he has to fight. So Krishna is fighting He is running away from his duty. Arjuna wants to run away and sit in the forest. He doesn't want to carry out duty. That's what Krishna is saying. You have to fight, Baba. What are you doing? So no, you cannot go and say that I'll go and kill someone, and that is no. He's acting according to. If Krishna tells you, please go ahead. If Krishna tells you, go and kill Rohan Rao, who's present in who's present in Florida now, please. But who's telling you? Who's the authority who's telling you? Human beings are subjected to 5 kinds of defects. I'll try to take that later also. So very difficult. We are not perfect in what we say. The Lord is not subjected to this. Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, another 2 minutes is there.
Yes, Mataji.
Please. This question is from Subhashish Mishra Prabhuji. Interest towards some particular goal, isn't it called lust? How can we differentiate it?
Okay. I'll explain this, Prabhu. Answer I have, but now will be too. You keep this question and you see each and every chapter, it'll get fulfilled. This question will get fulfilled. What should the goal be? Is it lust? Keeping someone in what's the desire should be that that is there's no lust involved in it. What is that desire? It'll slowly come. You'll understand it, Prabhu, as we go through the chapter.
Prabhuji, this question is from Arjun Prabhuji. Can you throw some light on how to become aimed and be a resolute?
Very good question. This happens only through knowledge. The moment you sharpen your intelligence, how do you sharpen your intelligence? Is through knowledge. My personal, some realization even I have, few, not very big realization, but always keep your intelligence extremely sharp through knowledge. We do not know what is, for example, if you break the traffic signal and you tell the police that I did not know the traffic signal, still, even if you don't know, you're still liable for punishment. It is you have to know what are the traffic laws. So like that, what is it, Mataji? What is the question again? Sorry, I keep losing track.
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is the question again, Mataji?
Prabhuji, the question is, can you throw some light? Will you please light on how to become aimed and be resolute?
Resolute. So, through knowledge is how you can become resolute. Now, how through that? Yes, you will understand, Prabhu, you'll understand the aim. Krishna tells a lot of things that one should follow. So you know what the aim is and how you should be resolute and what you should follow in your life. Krishna will give all that. Tomorrow is the chapter of Karma Yoga. How to do devotion being in your duty. All of us have particular duties that we need to follow, but still, how can we still be in under devotional service? How can we listen to Krishna? In Karma Yoga. So let us come to that tomorrow. How to aim. Yeah, it'll slowly answer. All these questions are a little bit similar, so I'll answer that. Let chapters come by. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. One last question, Prabhuji. We have almost finished all the questions. If this question is from Prabhakar Kashyap, Prabhuji, if the soul is sinless, how is it that we carry our Purva Janma karmas to the next birth and are in different levels?
Yes, so you get an animal life, or you go into lower species of life, or you get a human body, or you go on the upper planetary systems based on your karma. The soul, when you die, the soul has 2 coverings. I'll explain that tomorrow also. One is gross body, that is the body that you see, and one is subtle body. Subtle body is comprised of 3 things: mind, intelligence, and false ego. So these 3 things are carried as the covering of the soul from one body to another. So all your desires that you have throughout your life is accumulated in your mind. This mind, according to the desires you have, you get a suitable body according to that. So the soul has a covering. Whenever you have to get a new body, the soul will have a covering. This covering will only go, this covering of this subtle body will only go once you go to the spiritual world. Krishna explains that also. How do you go to the spiritual world? He talks about the spiritual world. But if you are going under the repeat under 84 lakh species of life, we are rotating here and there. The body we get according to what desires we accumulate. For example, if you sleep, this is just an example. If you like person are very lazy throughout the day, they like to sleep 24/7. Why do you want to waste human body in that? Human body is very important. Bhagavatam says that human body is to understand who we are, who is the supreme, and how am I related to the Lord. That is human body, a human form of life. You should inquire. But if you are still under bodily conception, if you want to sleep throughout the day, why do you want to waste this human body? You get polar bear's body. Polar bear sleep six months together. Like that example, you get different types of body according to the desires you accumulate. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one hand raised. Do you want to take it?
Okay. Yes, we'll take it.
7:33.
About time, but we'll take
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Subbarao Prabhuji.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Very
Hare
nice,
Krishna.
very nicely telling. And what is my question is, if Arjuna is asked by Krishna to fight and kill the people on Adharma side, is Arjuna's body is killing or is Arjuna's soul is killing?
Very detailed analysis. No, he's uh, he is killing. It is not soul. It is under instruction of the Lord that he's killing. Soul is still actually Arjuna is pure devotee. He's acting on the plane of complete spiritual plane. There is no particular plane of having doubt of mind intelligence he has to sharpen. Completely spiritual plane. He's operating. He's thinking that, and they walked back to the spiritual world in the same bodies that they have. Actually, for us, when we go to the spiritual world, we get a spiritual body. This body is not compatible in the spiritual world. Gross body is not compatible. So Arjuna is acting on pure spiritual consciousness from order of Krishna.
So his body is acting and his soul is also instructing.
Yeah, soul is it's a very deep, there is nothing called there is soul does not kill, body kills. You are responsible for, there is nothing like that, Prabhu. There is no distinction like that. But if you want, I can always ask this question. I do not know, to be honest. I can always ask and get back to you.
Soul is a witness. Soul is a witness, I think. And body.
I don't want to think, Prabhu. I do not want to put my own thinking into it. I have to confirm to the authorities and then only. Thinking is, that's why Bhagavad Gita as it is. I'm teaching you only what is there. I'm not giving my own interpretation into it. If I do not know, I do not know. I have to ask someone and get back. I have to ask my spiritual. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji, we have finished with the.
Thank you everyone for attending, and the quiz links. Yes, I'll be sending you the quiz links. Hopefully by today we should have this quiz links. Please, everyone take it very seriously. I'm going to be a very strict teacher. If no one solves the quiz, I'm going to throw them out of the class. Sorry, I have to be a little bit strict, but only if I'm strict, you will take it very seriously to solve the quiz, because there are people in previous batches now who are not very serious and could not do the quiz. So, okay, Devika Mataji is saying to unmute.
Yes.
I don't know. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
We are really apologies for not posting the link. Some of them have joined just now, I think, because there was a new group. We could not notice it because we have more than 100 groups. So we missed to post it. We really apologize for devotees, those who have joined just now. Prabhu, can we share your recordings in the group?
Sure. Yes, Mataji, we can share the recordings. Yes, I'm also very sorry if people could not join. If there is so many groups, it becomes difficult sometimes. So please do attend tomorrow. And yes, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. But very serious, I want everyone to really put their effort in, solving the quiz. We have put a lot of effort in making the quiz. So I want everyone to solve the quiz, okay? And read and solve the quiz. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. Vanchakaptaru Vascha Kripa Sindhave Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.